Starting a new relationship comes with a lot of excitement, a lot of butterflies in your tummy because you're experiencing something new. You think this is it, this one I'm happy, I'm going to make it work, and all those things. In this video, we want to be talking about some things that ladies do at the initial stage of relationships that guys hate. I really hope that you stick with me to the end of this video because you do not want to miss even one point. Let's get right into it. But before we go into things that we do in relationships that guys hate, let's talk about 5 stages of relationships when we start. The first stage is the attraction stage. You see someone, you are so attracted to the person based on maybe physical looks, emotional, the person's emotional intelligence or intellectual aspects. Sometimes you have an encounter with someone, how the person speaks, how the person makes arguments, how the person carries him or herself, make you feel attracted to the person. That is the attraction stage. Then we go to the infatuation stage. That is when the feeling comes in. You start feeling the butterflies in your tummy. When you see the person, you kind of shiver. You kind of have those euphoric feeling. The excitement is there. Then we go to the exploration stage. The exploration stage is when you get to know each other. When you go on dates, you get closer to each other, you ask questions, you share personal stuff, you share personal history. This is the stage where you would have to, you sometimes you talk on the phone for 3 hours and you don't even know that the time is going. Sometimes you talk deep into the night, you wake up in the morning and he or she is the first person you want to call. You talk about life goals, you talk about aspirations, you talk about everything. That is the exploration stage. Then we go to the commitment stage. That is when you make a decision that I'm going to commit to this person, that is going to be a monogamous relationship, that I'm not going to date anybody but you, that I want to be committed to you. And then you start a serious relationship from this level. And you go to the intimacy stage. This stage is optional. This stage is based on your personal values. Someone will say, okay, I don't want to get intimate till we get married. Someone will say, if we have to get intimate because we are committed to each other. And so this is not an automatic stage that compulsory by force you should get to this stage. But when you start a relationship, these are the stages. Know when and where you are in the relationship at the initial stage, and this will inform you as to the kind of things you have to do in the relationship. You cannot just start with the attraction stage and then you start talking about everything in your life. No. So just take your time. From where I'm coming from, it's like when someone approaches a lady and says, I love you, I want to go into a relationship with you, then that is we start a relationship. And then the lady also starts thinking in her head that, oh, this relationship is going to get end in marriage. That is not how it's supposed to be. That is when you go to overseas, you would have to, there's something we call dating before the relationship, before even engagement, before the marriage, from where I'm coming from. Hey, I love you. No, we start planning our wedding in our heads. That is not how it's supposed to be. These are the stages of relationship. As I said, know where you are and know what you will do and what you are not supposed to do in that stage. So let's get to some of the things that ladies do at the initial stage of relationships that guys hate. The first thing I have here is playing hard to get. You know that you like this guy. You know that you are attracted to him. You know that you even had a crush on him. And then this guy approached you. And that is where you are going, if I tell him yes, I'm going to seem cheap or I'm going to seem desperate. And so I'd have to stretch him small. He calls you, sometimes you don't want to pick. He sends you messages and you ignore his messages, my dear. If you like this guy, be genuine about how you feel. If you like him, you like him. If you don't like him, you don't like him. So you play all these things, and then when another lady catches his eye, then he'll try to go to that lady. He'll go and propose to that lady. And then you now you say, he proposed to me and he proposed to my friend and he proposed to. If you accepted when he told you, would he have moved on to the next lady? So playing hard to get is not something you should do. As I said, if you don't like him, you don't like him. You tell gentleman, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I think you should move on or you should look somewhere else. But don't go, okay, I'm thinking about it. Okay, then you are just for sometimes 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you are just stretching him. This is not something you should do. Guys hate this thing. The second thing I have here is talking about exes too much. You see, when you go into a relationship, it's natural that you talk about your past, but some of us, and my ex did this. I hope you not do that to me. One guy I dated did this. I hope you not do. This guy was not doing this. Then why are you doing this, my dear? When you do that, you make the guy feel that you are still you are still connected to your ex, or he is in competition with your ex. So please focus on the present. It is now. We are living in now, like now. Focus on the present and stop talking about your ex in your current relationship. The next thing is moving too fast. As I said, there are stages of relationship. So do not rush to commitment relationship. The guy says, okay, I like you, I want to know you. Then you start asking, so when are you coming to see my parents? When are you coming to marry me? He will run away. I am telling you, he ran away. Guys, as much as ladies love commitment, guys do not love commitment that much. So when you try to scare him with commitments with marriage from the initial stage of relationship, he thinks that you want to take his freedom away from him. And so he will start playing some ways. This lady, I just met her and she's now asking me when am I coming to see her parents and all those things. Some of the guys will tell you will tell you that I want to see your parents. I want to. That is okay. But if he has not, and the relationship is just at the attraction stage or it's just at the exploration stage, please do not start having serious commitment conversations. And when we marry, and when we have kids, and when I'm having my wedding, my dear, you drive this guy away. And then the next thing is being too jealous. The initial stage of a relationship. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Then you pick his phone. You try to go through his messages. One thing you have to know is that this guy had friends before he met you. He had female friends. He had a life before he met you. And so, yes, you can be jealous, but when the jealousy turns into insecurity, it makes him feel uncomfortable because he's always looking over his shoulders. He's always trying to prove to you that he's not dating someone. Last About a couple of days ago, I was having a conversation with my husband, and he said his friend told him that he has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is always asking him, and so, are you sure you are going to marry me? Are you sure I'm not wasting my time with you? Are you sure this? Are you sure that? And the guy was like, what does he mean? I feel uncomfortable in this relationship. And I said, the lady is insecure. It's either she has been treated badly in a relationship or she has been disappointed and she thinks the guy will do the same to her. And so she feels so insecure, so jealous in the relationship that, my dear, guys do not like this. Another thing that guys hate when we do at the initial stage of a relationship, is when we always blame them and make them feel guilty. You are always blaming him. Why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? This guy said that his girlfriend called him. He couldn't pick up the call. And then he later called her back. And then he wanted them to have the conversation at that time. And you like that. When we call you, you don't pick. And it's because someone is in your room. It's because you are doing this. My dear, if you want your guy to like, if you want him to love, if you want him to feel comfortable with the relationship, don't do that. Always making him feel guilty as if he has never done something right. Meanwhile, when he does something right, the appreciation does not come. There. It's like, I don't know, but please, and please again, don't do that. And then always doubting the man and doubting yourself. You're always doubting him. When I called, it was call waiting. Who was that? Then he said, oh, it was my friend. Hey, oh no, no. It's Sawara. Are you sure? This is something you don't want to do. Okay. This is something you do not want to do. It's like always doubting him and doubting yourself. Are you sure you like fat ladies? Are you sure you love me? Are you sure you not leave me? Are you sure, my dear? Feel secured in your own skin. Feel feel confident in your own skin. Have a very high self-esteem. Know how valuable you are. Know how much you are bringing into the relationship. Me, I will tell you that me, when I leave you, when I leave you, you will not find another lady like me because I know what I carry. I know how valuable I am. So you don't have to doubt yourself and you don't have to doubt your partner. If you have any question, you ask in a matured, loving, respectful manner. But when it's like you are always doubting, always blaming him, my dear, this is not something you want for your relationship. And then being too clingy, you're not giving him space. I've told you that most men like space. Most men want to hang out with their friends, even though he's committed to you. even though he's in a relationship with you. Give him that space. Let him hang out with boys. And he has this friend that he's always hanging out with. He's always going out with his friends. I know that too much of everything is bad. I know that he should also make time for you. But give him a breathing space. What is it? He's dating you, he's going out with you, and so what? Even in the relationship stage, you are doing this. Then when it ends in marriage, what are you going to do? So, sweetheart, please don't be so clingy. You want to, like, you want him, his life to be about you and nothing else. I think that ladies of nowadays, we have a high sense of entitlement in relationship. I am his girlfriend. I am his fiancée. I'm the one he says. Sometimes you don't even want him to, you don't even give him space for his own family and for his friends, my dear. You don't do that. And then you expect him to read your mind. I've said this times without number that guys are not mind readers. There is nothing worse than a woman being upset with her man, but not telling her what exactly why she's upset. My dear, just communicate. Tell him what is wrong with you. What is it? Haven't you done enough? Please don't expect him to read your mind. If something is bothering, I expected him to do this. I expected him to know better. Why is that he didn't do this? Men hate these things. So these are things that when you do at the initial, I think it's not even at the initial stage of a relationship, but don't just do them. Don't. Okay. Don't. Act maturely. Let's communicate about everything. Okay. And let the man feel free in the relationship. Let him be himself. You also have to be yourself. And then I think that things are going to work out for you. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Please share this video to your family and friends to also be part of this amazing family. I thank you once again for always coming back. Please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done that. And I'll definitely see you in the next video. America.